Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks, the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab, him and his collection of megalomaniac elite friends have put out a new video. Just to recap, the World Economic Forum, they signed a deal with the United Nations back in 2019 in order to push the Agenda 2030 and a Great Reset, which Klaus has said that the virus crisis has been a great opportunity for them to exploit to bring all of these new changes in and all of their new policies, which are basically all down to their complete obsession with climate change, sustainability and green deals and zero carbon. And if you didn't know already, they are completely, totally obsessed with it. Isn't it strange that when you peruse around the World Economic Forum's website, you don't see much mention of overpopulation? There's a few articles here and there, but not much considering other websites that are linked to the United Nations and the World Health Organization. They state it's one of the biggest problems going for climate change. But I'll get back to that in a minute. Let's take a look at this new horror show from Klaus and the gang. They've got some smart masks for you to wear, which tell you when you should breathe. So a smart mask that can tell you when it can be washed. It tells you to take a few breaths of fresh air. Isn't that just great? So they now want to track your mask wearing. They want to detect if you've got your mask on and then have the app order you to put the mask on. The zombies, they're gonna love this one. It was these World Health Organizations and NGOs that are bloody telling everyone to wear the feckin' masks. It's you who caused the problem. Yeah, a solution to a problem caused by people like you. These people are obsessed with climate, but it got me thinking, why do we hear so little mention of overpopulation? And I found this website, populationmatters.org, which is a website, a charity. The registered charity name is Optimum Population Trust. The chair of the charity is Sarah Lamb Parkin, who has got an OBE and is a member of the European Parliament. Anyhow, this website, it says, human population has grown beyond Earth's sustainable means. We are consuming more resources than our planet can regenerate with devastating consequences. It continues, it says, it took humanity 200,000 years to reach 1 billion and only 200 years to reach 7 billion. We are still adding an extra 80 million each year and are headed towards 10 billion by mid-century. Then it shows the human footprint graphs and it states, rapid human population growth exacerbates all environmental problems. It then states that we have to address overpopulation. It says more people inevitably put more demands on the planet. More people require more food, water, sanitation, homes, public services and amenities. But our Earth is struggling to cope. Populations of wild species have plummeted. Global temperatures are rising. Our seas are full of plastic and forests are disappearing. Humans are directly responsible for the 6 mass extinction and the climate crisis, the most serious environmental threats our planet has ever faced. So you hear there, they said humans are directly responsible for the climate crisis, basically. The most serious environmental threat our planet has ever faced. It continues, in the rich world we consume at astronomical and unsustainable levels that cannot continue and we must change our behaviour. Today a child born in the USA will produce 24 times more consumption carbon emissions per year than one born in Nigeria. So they're stating that Americans use 25 times more carbon per person. It then says, addressing how people consume is not enough. However, we are already using the resources of more than 1.5 planets. Everyone has the right to a good quality of life, and with increasing global affluence, the collective impact of billions more of us will increase even further. This is why we cannot ignore population. Now, I know there are many people who argue against this theory, and there are many that say it's correct, but that's not the point here. This charity sees human population as a major significant problem for climate change. Now, the chair of this charity, as I said before, is Sarah Lamb Parkin. She is also the director of Forum of the Future, another charity and non-profit that works in partnership with business, government and civil society to accelerate the shift towards a sustainable future. And it employs 66 staff. And perusing their website, they sound exactly like the World Economic Forum, with articles about sustainable value chains and how they want to catalyse all food by 2030. You know the score. And when you look through their partners and their funders, well, they are all there. All the big businesses, Unilever, Walmart. You've got the World Health Organization, the David Rockefeller Fund. There's hundreds of these. Now, my point is this. These globalists are obsessed with climate change. The World Economic Forum, the governments, they're always banging on about carbon zero and Agenda 2030. And yet these organizations very rarely mention the problem of overpopulation, if it is a problem. And here we have this website, Population Matters, that says overpopulation is the biggest threat to climate change. It literally says that overpopulation of humans are directly responsible for climate crisis. And it says it's the most serious threat our planet has ever faced. And this website and registered charity, populationmatters.org, has the same director as Forums for the Future, which is linked to many of those huge organizations that are calling for carbon zero. And yet many of these organizations very rarely mention overpopulation as being such a big problem. And I just thought it was a bit odd. You know, they say they are concerned with too many masks being used, or making things with cement and steel like Bill Gates was talking about the other day, or how we shouldn't be using petrol cars. They want all electric cars by 2030, and how we should stop eating meat and so on and so forth. But the overpopulation never gets really mentioned. And this website, which is linked to all of these organizations, clearly states it's like the major problem. Anyhow, that's just what I've been looking at this afternoon. I thought I would share it with you. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to hugotalks.com so I can continue to keep you up to date with videos, as if YouTube delete this channel, as they are very fond of deleting channels at the moment, then I lose all the subscribers. And at hugotalks.com, I get to keep all the subscribers. So if you're going to subscribe at hugotalks.com. And I will see you later.